And hello to you, my dear favorite people. My name is Henrik. Today is Sunday and it's time for Valis Mobility Video number 49. This is a warm-up routine with a barbell. Today we're gonna do lots of mobility with a barbell and you can follow along. This was shot at 7 or 8 a.m. early in the morning. And I have yet to do any stretches. Instead, I'm challenging myself to do my mobility with a barbell. I always like to start off easy, and so I'm just merely sitting down in the bottom of a squat and I'm placing the barbell on my knees. Actually, they're on my quadriceps muscle. You kind of see me rolling the barbell forward and backward and rocking my body to the sides. You can play around with angles. And when you get this loaded stretch, you also get a massage on your leg muscles on the front. Kind of painful, but very nice indeed. Keep the bar in your hands, place them on the back of your body, on the back of your neck that is. Then try and go down once again into the bottom of a squat. And now we do a lightly loaded barbell lateral flexion. Meaning I am bending my spine to the sides. You kind of see me leaning over towards my left and then towards my right, while maintaining both my feet firmly planted in the ground. We want to allow our spine to move freely. It is not dangerous to bend the spine. It is only a matter of how prepared we are. So now this barbell weighs 20 kilos, which is not too much for my strong and resilient body, which has done strength training for 19 years. Staying in the bottom of squat, we then proceed to doing more movements that may be perceived as dangerous. Here I'm merely rotating my barbell left to right. You kind of see me pain facing, grimacing a bit. That means I have more work to do. My lower back remains firm down in the bottom of the squat, and I'm moving more my upper back, which is kind of nice. You definitely will feel your left to right comparisons, and there's typically one side that's more stiff than the other. Maintaining your squat stance, we're now gonna do something called Kang squats, which is a combination of a Romanian deadlift, sticking your butt back, folding at the hips, squatting down into an upright squat position and back up. Great hamstring plus bottom of a squat mobility movement. I kind of like how these warm up the pattern joint by joint prior to squatting. 5 reps should do it. Then we're gonna try and go overhead, opening up the entire body. Slow movement barbell overhead squatting. This is one of my more awkward positions. In fact, I've dislocated my shoulder twice doing this, which means I am extra careful about truly strengthening and honoring the good positions. Keep your shoulders active, lift the bar up into the air. You can do this with a PVC pipe, and then move on into a squat. Place your weight evenly on the front and back of your feet, along with the insides and outsides of your feet. Props you will use today includes a box or some sort of elevated surface. Here you can do a bending of the spine down into a Jefferson curl. I'm placing the barbell in my hands just outside of shoulder width, and I'm bending forwards, getting a good posterior chain stretch. That means hamstrings, glutes, lower back, and also upper back and shoulders. Rolling vertebrae by vertebrae from the top to the bottom and back up again. Next time you go down into the bottom, stay there and allow yourself to rotate left to right. You'll find this opening up your upper back in a lovely way. You'll kind of feel your body decompress a bit, which is really nice. Once again, this is not a maximum load movement, merely just something to create some traction in your vertebrae, in your spine, yes. Modifying the stance a bit so that your arms can come down between your knees, push the knees out. This is sort of an odd combination of a Jefferson squat and curl that looks sort of like a bootstrapper. So go down into the Jefferson and then let your hips come down. I really felt this one in my mid-back. In fact, it was horrible and yet so necessary. In this position, play around, open up the hamstrings, loosen up that body, down, play around with the angles. In fact, I should have spent way more time in this position than I did. I'm definitely gonna do this again tomorrow and the day after tomorrow as well. After this, we only have 1 or 2 moves left. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna allow the barbell to give some weight into my shoulder as I do some T-spine rotations. The weight of the barbell will force my shoulder down into the ground, which means I'll get a deeper T-spine stretch. Opening up my upper back, you'll really feel this one. Once again, this week we have accumulated quite a lot of time in the bottom of a squat. Doing this should make you resilient in the lower back and the hips. And after that rep, stand up. This is my final movement. A lot of us struggle with doing a proper front squat because we're stiff in the lats and the grip in other places. So this is one of my favorites that I like to do. I call these a full grip front squat, starting at the top, re-gripping, placing the bar deeply in your hands with a full grip, going down, squatting, keeping your elbows up, chest stays high. Do this for as long as you need. I actually had filmed 1 or 2 more stretching moves, but the camera's battery got cut short, so this is me ending the video a bit early. Why don't you try out a few of these moves and let me know what you think afterwards. My name is Henrik. Once again, we have 3 more weeks of mobility videos before finishing this challenge off. I say thank you very much. You've earned yourself a good day's worth of rest. Cheers, team. Have a good one.